right. What's going on, everybody? Let's get this over with because it's been a really awful day.
All right.
Nice. Good to see you too.
I'm looking forward to this too.
Yeah. Honestly, unless this whole thing gets killed in a nuclear missile, it has to be the best part of my day.
All right.
There we go. That's some positivity. Some
A volcano
abstract
erupts, like, and, burns down the house.
Just a meteor comes through the...
A meteor, yep. Something like that. A black hole emerges. This has to be the best part of the day. So what's going on, everybody? We're going to be talking the premieres for both White Lotus and the 2-episode premiere for Yellowjackets. I am joined by a couple of regulars who you guys should know very well at this point. Got Lukey, got Seth. Boys, how we doing?
what up?
What's going on? Happy to be here for the best part of the day.
Yeah.
Glad I missed the rest.
We're already moving in the right direction. Lukey, you're back for the second time in, 3 days?
Yeah.
Second
Back
time
on the grind now. I like it. We got some good stuff to talk about.
Somebody in the YouTube comments for the Captain America review said Cinema's friend looks like he's being held hostage to do this podcast.
Oh no! I swear. I'm here by choice.
I'm here by choice. I did find that comment very, very funny. But yeah, like I said, we're gonna be talking White Lotus. We're gonna be talking Yellowjackets. Both of them entering their 3rd season. It's gonna start with White Lotus, just because it's a little bit of a slower show. I think there's probably less to talk about than there is in Yellowjackets. Also, I should mention, going forward, we're going to be doing these 2 shows together. We're going to do it in 3 parts. Tonight's premiere, we'll be back at mid-season, and then we will be back after the finales, which, if I'm not mistaken, should work perfectly because I'm pretty sure that it's 8 episodes of White Lotus and then 9 episodes of Yellowjackets.
Perfect.
Yeah, they're pumping Yellowjackets out every Sunday now, too.
Is it Sundays?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The first
so
2 were just out
Friday.
on Valentine's Day, and then it's every Sunday here and out.
So perfect. So these should, I think, run perfectly together. And then once they end, Last of Us is not far behind. And there's a Marvel series starting.
April 13th.
Yeah.
They still have Last of Us, so it's got to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
8 episodes.
Much,
so yeah.
That's pretty much
8
right
weeks
after
from now. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna be doing a lot of show stuff going forward. Like I said, let's start off with White Lotus, season 3. Biggest thing, I mean, as soon as the show starts, as soon as you hit play, the fucking opening credits hit, and let me tell you, these opening credits ain't the season 2 opening credits.
Come on.
No.
It doesn't even sound like the same thing because the first season is the same tone as season 2, but it's just at a different speed. It's not right. It's almost like a more string version as opposed to the that fucking
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does fit the mold of where they're at too in Thailand, but that doesn't justify it.
Yeah, I missed it already.
Right away.
We'll see if they work it back in. Sometimes shows will use a different intro for the first episode of a season or something. Never know.
There were a couple times where I wasn't even that excited to watch White Lotus season 2 and be like, all right, Sunday night, I guess I'm gonna watch this fucking episode.
Yeah.
And then that music hit, and I was like, oh man, you know what? I was wrong. Let's watch some White Lotus, man. Let's get into shit. This definitely doesn't have that. But regardless, we get into another wild introduction like we do pretty much every single season. This one's really turned up. We see Zion, who's going to be Belinda's son, which Belinda we know pretty well at this point. She was in season 1. She was the therapeutic massage therapist at the Maui Resort. Spent a lot of time with Jennifer Coolidge's character.
Yeah.
So we know her pretty well. This is her son. He's apparently staying at the resort as well, and a shooting fucking takes place. So this is even more chaotic than the first 2.
Yep. And with them too, they do. I was trying to think of it on the way here. It's not a full Tarantino, but it's Pulp Fiction where whatever it starts with, it's not gonna. It doesn't go in sequential order.
Right.
So that's not the beginning scene. It's gonna go back from where it started.
Yeah, it's always. I think it's always 7 days. Yeah, I think it's always been a week too. All 3 seasons, it's been a week.
Mm. Yeah, I like the way that they didn't just do it with a straight up dead body in the water like the first couple seasons too. It's a little bit bigger and more abstract, not the straight murder mystery cliche stuff that we see sometimes.
Yeah, it is cool. I like that they are they're all unique though. The first one was literally just a guy in the airport.
That's right.
Didn't somebody die? And it was yes, somebody did die.
Right.
And they're loading the casket onto the plane. And then in season 2 is the blonde girl is swimming in the ocean on the last day, and she comes across a body on the ocean.
Yep.
And then this one's in the stream of some sort.
Yep.
So we know shit's gonna get pretty chaotic as far as guns being brought into the equation.
Yeah.
That seems a little more extreme than White Lotus seasons 1 and 2.
Yeah.
We also get a look at Thailand, like right out of the gate. Just so we get a look at Maui and Italy, and right away I was like, this setting is like the least intriguing setting, I guess, to me. I don't know about you guys, but this is the one that just did the least for me.
It is, but I still thought it was beautiful.
Yeah,
Like, I was looking at it, I was like, this looks like a great resort. Like,
it's not even a. That's kind of what I was thinking. Is like I was like, this is barely a resort. This is just little houses and trees.
Yeah.
but it seems a lot more enclosed in this one than it is.
It definitely,
like it's wide open, just literally just a whole beach.
I agree
It
with
seems
that.
a lot more like an enclosed resort.
Yeah, it seemed like pretty much the only, like, even like the pool, which we see in the first episode, like, even that is like a small space.
It's like a hotel pool. It's not an ocean compared to.
Right, yeah. It looks like there's, like, because you see, like, him on the beach chair and he's looking this way, and then you see the girls come in behind him who he ends up talking to, and, like, what do you think? In total, it's probably like a dozen, maybe 15 chairs, and then some people at the bar. So this resort is very tight,
Yeah.
it seems like. It's a good call. Let's see. Right out of the gate, we get introduced to our new characters. First thing I took away from, I don't know if either of you guys have seen Sex Education on Netflix.
No.
Nope.
British comedy. It's really, really good. Amy Lou Wood, who is Walter Goggins' significant other in the show. She's great. She's going to say she's
really
great in Sex Education. And as soon as she came on, I was like, oh man, she's like very charming and like very charismatic. And it's like, you just cheer for her and you like want everything to go right for her. Because like in the beginning of Sex Education, like she's with like a real douchebag and she's not getting treated right. It's like, damn it, man! Like this girl deserves better.
Yeah.
And she's kind of got that same vibe in this show. Right away, I thought that. But she's got an interesting relationship with Goggins. They're together.
The total opposite of who she's with.
Yeah,
like, it's
yeah.
the complete opposite.
But you can tell right away that she's like used to it. Like she knows how he is, and she knows how to handle him, and she like teases him more. So she knows that she can like wind him up, and it's not necessarily going to make him fucking explode.
Right.
So I thought that dynamic was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, you assume that she's just in the baby daddy situation, but there could be some more to it than that. You know, she might actually have some reason she likes him, even though he seems pretty miserable so far.
Yeah, and it seems like at least with them too, like she kind of like dragged him there. It's not like for what I got, at least the first episode was that he's not there for another like hidden agenda, I guess, that we don't know about.
Well, we're
like,
gonna find out that he surely is.
Yeah, it just kind of seems like from there at the beginning that she dragged him there. And
Yeah,
he's
I
just
got
like,
you.
all right, fuck, like.
No, you're right. Yeah.
You know?
Rich guy taking his little plaything to wherever island she wants to go because I can afford it. No, you're absolutely right.
Yep.
We do quickly find out that is not the case, though. He does have ulterior motive. So I guess let's start there. He's very interested in the hotel owner and her husband.
Yep.
In what regard do you think that is? Do you think it's because of like when he finds out the husband's not there, he's very, very aggravated. Like he's very, very pissed off.
What do you mean he's sick?
Yeah. So, and he asked the hotel assistant if she's married and like the connection. So he's trying to connect all of the dots. So like, do you have any guesses at all what it could be? Drugs, guns.
No, I mean, so they did mention that he's sick, right?
The husband.
Yeah.
Yes.
So maybe he's dying. So there's something, business related that they need to tie up. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Maybe he's trying to get control of something before he passes. Like I don't think I wouldn't think it'd be a surprise to him that he showed up and that he's sick.
Right.
Obviously being older too.
Some sort of legal issues involved because we do find out that he's like basically can't go to Australia.
Yeah.
Amy Lou Wood literally asked him, she's
Right.
like, would you get arrested? And he bypasses it, so obviously it's yes.
And it's like, let's tie this up before you die.
Yeah.
Of sickness,
Right. So there's got to be some kind of Goggins is into some illegal shit, and in some capacity that this guy's involved. That's why I said drugs, guns, because obviously the opening scene's got the shooting. But I assume what the fuck is going on with this guy? But fucking, I assume that it had to be some kind of illegal business.
Yeah, and maybe too. I'm just thinking now off the top of my head, like, Australia. I feel like Australia, Thailand, they're not that too far off.
No, definitely
right?
not.
Right.
No,
So
no,
maybe he just got booted out of Australia, and that was, the kind of the next closest place to go to.
Okay. I gotcha.
I don't know. I don't have a map in front of me, but
Wanted in Australia, trying to get like a fucking.
let's get at
passport to a
Thailand.
different-
Thailand seems like a good place to lay low for a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. My only other Lead was the not allowed in Australia thing. If you could help him get out of the legal trouble or whatever. That was only other clue I had too. Really not sure.
Okay. Let's get to Jason Isaac. Got a lot of questions about Lucius Malfoy. While we're talking about Goggins, though, let's talk about that. Goggins goes out of his way, which he seems like very much not a conversationalist. It seems like he wants to have as little interaction with humanity as he possibly can. And he goes out of his way to be a sarcastic prick to Jason Isaac. Now, we know Jason Isaac has some issues of his own because he keeps getting contacted by a reporter who's asking for, like, quotes and shit. So he's in some kind of trouble. Goggins also seems to be in some kind of trouble. He goes out of his way to be a dickhead. Do you guys think that there's a way that Goggins already knows Isaac's character? There's a connection there, maybe? Because I thought that it was possible.
Well, maybe too, because I mean, you find out his family's all from North Carolina, right?
Correct.
They have a Carolina accent.
Duke Tar Heels.
Yeah, his wife's North Carolina, and I think it was the Wall Street Journal. Somebody from the Wall Street Journal is who reached out to him.
Correct. Yeah.
So that's a complete opposite end of the globe. So maybe this is like a global. He's controlling that side of the world, and Walter Goggins is controlling this side. So maybe again, they both know that this guy's sick, so they want, if it's a successor.
They're
or
working
something.
in the same, the same illegal business.
Right, and then whatever that is, if this guy were to pass, like, is there a succession plan? Is it his wife? So maybe they both want to wrap it up before this guy dies, and there's no will that says that somebody else is in charge. Unless it's his wife or something.
Two very
Nice.
solid ideas in 60 seconds.
Yeah, I love it.
Well done.
I love
Moose.
it.
Well done, Moose.
I can see it.
So that was my first one in regards to Jason Isaacs. Second one is his wife just completely strung out on drugs, because I kind of got
I
that.
thought so. Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say there's got to be something else hidden there, right?
Yeah. I mean,
Like, I get the jet lag from North Carolina or whatever. That's got to be a mean jet lag, but. She's like asleep. You'll find I'll talk about it later, but she passes out at the dinner table and stuff. And
yeah. And as soon as they mentioned like the test for like the wellness test or whatever, she was like very afraid of that.
Ooh, good
and,
call. That's
like,
right. That's
she's
right.
like,
is it tough?
a drug test? Like, what the fuck?
she took. She said
I'm not taking that.
later on. She took lorazepam too. She's
Yep.
like, "Oh, I got my second wind." Like, Don't worry, honey. I took lorazepam.
Yeah.
So,
Just cocktail.
yeah.
Chasing
she
the dragon.
Seems like it too.
She
down,
like
up, down.
yeah, like a little foggy.
Yeah, definitely.
A little like Woodstocky.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And too,
that's
that-
why I kind of asked that question.
That's the chick from Scream 3, right? She's in
That's a
Scream
lot of
3.
girls.
She's also the teenager in Dazed and Confused.
Yes.
You want a freshman
that's
slot?
She. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
that she is.
Pretty sure that's the
her.
same girl from Scream 3.
Oh man, I try.
I could be getting my
as a
Screams mixed up, but-
huge fan of the Scream franchise. I try to black out Scream 3 as much as possible. So you're probably right. She probably is in that. The
I'll
Scream
look it up.
franchise is amazing. I try to really black out that third
That's
one.
it.
That movie is really, really bad. Shout out bringing Stu back. Off topic, though.
Thanks for ruining it
Yeah,
for
no
her.
shit, dude. We're gonna fucking. Me and Seth should have done that episode, but we fucking. You know what? We're not gonna go there. We're not gonna do this. We're not gonna do this. Jason Isaacs, his family, his wife, strung out on drugs. I think it's a definite possibility for sure, because she seems kind of like we said, a little foggy, a little out of it. What is the drug that they take at the end of Wolf of Wall Street, like the one that's like. They think they're lemons at first.
The Quaaludes.
Quaaludes.
Yeah.
And they say like they were originally given to like stay-at-home moms and like housewives and shit like that.
Yep.
So that's almost kind of like the vibe. I was like, oh yeah, she was probably one of those like Carolina, like rich country club moms.
Quaaludes are running dry. Like
That's
they don't
kind of,
ban.
that's kind of the vibe I got. She's popping Xanaxes and wine at noon, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Foods.
All right.
Yeah.
Seems like we're kind of on the same. Seems like we're on the same side with the wife. Let's get into his kids. His son, real weird ball. Does he want to fuck his sister? Because that was weird. And honestly, I'm not even completely inconvinced that he might be wanting to fuck his brother too.
Yeah, all
He's a weird motherfucker.
Well, I think the younger one possibly wants to fuck the older one, and the older one possibly wants to fuck his sister. Because at the end,
Some real medieval.
because at the end you see again, I don't know if we'll talk about it, but
Triangle.
in the end when he's trying to whack off in the bathroom, like the younger brother's kind of
Checking them out.
peeping a little
almost.
bit, and they
Yeah.
ask him, he asks him about him too. He's like, "Oh, what kind of porn you in?" And like he doesn't really say anything.
To
But
be
he's
fair,
like,
though, what the fuck would you like? This guy's
I would
ass
turn
is-
the other way or something. Yeah, do something. I wouldn't be like, oh, what's he doing over there? Like, bare ass with the fucking laptop.
I would literally be like looking and I'd be like, bro, like, are you gonna fucking close the door? Like, what the fuck?
I don't think he has that vibe though. He has a vibe of like he's kind of curious, or bi-curious, I should say, as to what's going on. It's a weird dynamic with the kids though.
No shit.
Yeah.
Very weird dynamic.
Like the older
Sister
one
seems
gets
like the
weirded
normal one.
out when the sister and brother want to like share a room or something like that.
Yeah.
Even though it does appear like they're like closer in age, kind of thing, doesn't it?
Yeah, but he also says like,
Yeah, they're 18 and 20 or whatever.
Right, as opposed to him who seems like a good deal older. Like he's already working
Right.
with dad and shit like that.
Right.
So
But then proceeds to talk about her sexually later too.
Yeah,
Right.
like,
Says she's
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
hot
Yeah.
and she's probably a virgin.
fuck.
right.
Like, all right, yeah, which one of you is gonna get to her first? Or, yeah,
So he's got some fucking weird ass kids, that's for sure.
yep.
And then I guess basically the last thing is Isaac himself. So I like the idea of him being in some kind of illegal activity with Goggins, but he clearly seems to do something that's getting the attention of
Yeah.
the press. Do we think it's something directly related to the resort? Like
Could be.
I think just the owner, yeah.
just the
I don't
owner?
know. They also might not know. They've only had interactions of them. Well, when Goggins is smoking, right?
Yeah.
And it pisses them off.
Yeah.
So maybe they don't even know that it's that they're like these two conglomerates from each side of the world that are battling for the same thing or like control of whatever underground company or whatever it is.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I get the vibe they don't know each other.
It doesn't
See,
seem like it because
he
he
just
also
kinda pisses them
he
off
also gets on the boat gets mad at Goggins for smoking
Yeah.
and then they later have that talk
So you think
in
it's
the
just
courtyard
like,
or whatever.
small like that? Yeah, it could be.
don't
Yeah, it probably is.
Or maybe Goggins does, so that's why he's pissing them off.
That's
You know,
kind of what
smoking.
I got the impression
Yeah.
of, is that maybe Goggins has an idea. I don't know. But I do feel like their characters are somehow tied together. I could be deadly wrong, but that's just the vibe that I get.
Yeah. It also seems like there's a chance that Lucius wants to, or is like here to get away from America right now too. He could be kind of like
On the run,
On the
sort of
run,
a
too.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Still, he keeps his phone on him in case there's emergency. But
Yeah.
the minute he gets a phone call
That's
from
true,
anybody,
yeah.
he's answering it.
I would say there's one little shred of evidence against Isaac's character for like it being like not a long con, but like he's there for other reasons, is when the daughter mentions that she hadn't set up the meeting to meet with, what is it, a monk, I think?
Yeah, the monks.
She hadn't set up the meeting yet, and she's like, I'm gonna go to set it up tomorrow. And he goes, I think it's something along the lines of like, we came all this fucking way and we're here, and like you don't even have that set up yet.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like almost kind of like, are we here for no fucking reason kind of a
Yeah.
thing?
yeah.
and
But-
if you wanted to if you wanted to just get away, it'd be like, oh yeah, you're studying Buddhism. Like, let's go to fucking Thailand and talk to the monks. Yeah,
Right.
sure. Like, he wouldn't be pissed off that she hasn't set that meeting up yet.
And it make like the fact that he makes it a group trip does kind of actually add to the fact that he wants like his whole family like.
Yeah, let's all
States.
fucking go to Thailand. Yeah,
So it actually has to be pretty illegal. Like we brought the whole family out here because the daughter is writing whatever, a college essay or.
Yeah, bring the whole adult family out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, we
It's
got
a
a lot
weird
of
family.
a lot of illegal.
Yeah,
activity.
mostly questions. Not a lot to go on, but the theories are cooking.
All right, so let's get to the last two things that I think are of any importance. Amy Lou Wood's character meets up with a girl in a similar situation at the bar as she is, and it turns out that she is there in a relationship. She looks over, and it is Kristen Coolidge's husband. He's been in both seasons 1 and 2, and now here he is back in season 3 with a nice young girlfriend.
Fucking Greg.
And he always had a hidden agenda too in the last couple, right?
Every season.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's almost
this-
like this
this
guy's
girl-
turning into the main character.
It seems like
Yeah.
I think this girl too, like his partner or whatever. I think she's part of the hidden agenda too. I mean, she just walks up to the bar and is like, "Hey, let's get wasted. Yeah, let's get a drink. Yeah, sure." I don't think that's just because she saw a girl her age at the bar and significant other was
Interesting.
pissing her off.
It's weird too because she tells Amy Lou Wood's character that that they live here in Thailand. They say they live up on the hill and they just come down to the resort to eat and drink, basically.
Yeah.
And we've seen him have a billion different conversations like in season 2 specifically, like he's having private conversations. It sounds like he's talking to guys, but maybe he's talking. It seems like this guy's living a bunch of different lives like at one time.
Yeah. It's one of those things where like he's the same character, like in a different, just in all three
Right.
seasons. You can like pinpoint them together.
I think that's what we're getting to. That's why I said I think he's basically almost like the main character at this point.
And they hit it off easily too. The two chicks.
Yep.
Like she's like, oh, like
Yeah, I
love
like
your
that
teeth.
idea.
You're from London, right? Like can tell right off the bat.
She's from Manchester.
Yeah. Manchester
Fucking
go.
a terrible day. Fucking, oh my god, I hate this day.
But like
It's so painful.
you know, I think that was just an easy way to kind of bond the two.
I was
Greg-
so happy for 1 second. Go ahead.
Greg did look pretty pissed off though, for whatever reason. He was sitting in the booth in the corner of the restaurant, and he was just like fuming.
Yeah.
So that supported that maybe they were beefing, like him and his
Yeah.
girl. But I do really like that idea, like
And I think she
that
says,
she's in
too,
on it,
She's
trying
like,
to
oh, like
infiltrate.
your significant other's been pissing you off too, huh? And she's like, yeah. And then she's like, yeah, so was mine. And then that's when they point to him being all
yeah,
angry looking. So maybe that was, you know, they schemed it beforehand.
yeah.
Like, hey, when we turn around and look at you, just look really grumpy, pissed off.
Could he be a third kingpin in this Goggins and Malfoy business?
Man,
Goggins, Malfoy.
Now I'm starting to think more and more about this guy. I just watched seasons 1 and 2 too, so kind of fresh on my brain the curious behavior by him, I guess. Ooh, I kind of like that though. He might be like a fucking. We also very much think he's dying, right? I don't know how long ago you saw the first 2 seasons, but like he's always like having like awful coughs, like.
Seems kind of frail in this, yeah.
Yeah, he is frail. Like I don't know if you remember, there's one scene where like him and Coolidge are like about to kind of have sex, they're about to like kind of foreplaying, and then like next thing you know he's like, and he's like unable to like stop coughing, like it completely ends like the moment. Right.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
So if he's sick, this other guy's sick. All right,
Right?
this season could be building up to something big.
I think
Like I
so.
said, we saw the opening with a lot of guns is new and shit like that, and that's interesting. If you don't mind, can you just move that mouse so it's off of where it is so I can? Perfect.
Yep.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Got you.
So that was another one of the big things was so we got Jennifer Coolidge twice. Obviously, she died at the end of season 2, and now we have Belinda. I don't know the actress's name, but we have Belinda twice. Greg is the first guy that we've gotten 3 times.
Yeah.
Yep.
All 3 seasons.
Yep. Only fixture.
So he's definitely, yeah, I like this. He could be fucking kingpin and some shit around. That's why he could be one of the main characters.
Yeah. And the double sickness thing could be something too.
Yeah. Double sickness. There's a lot to work on here. All right. As I talk about this season with you, this episode with you guys, I actually like this episode more.
Yeah. Same. I like the
I have bigger
brainstorm.
hopes.
Same.
Let's get to the last grouping that we really haven't talked about, and that is the 3-girl dynamic. All girls that like I know from different things, but none of them are really have
Hey,
been
True
a
Detective,
star.
right? Isn't that main
She
girl
was,
the
in
white
True Detective season 1? She was Woody Harrelson's wife.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
The blonde who seems to be like depressed, the one that goes away to like go to the bedroom. She's from The Leftovers. She's like one of the 2 main characters from The Leftovers. I absolutely despise her character, so I naturally go into it hating her in this as well. And then the third one is definitely like the wife in a couple of comedy movies.
Third one, I think, is remember the girl in Talladega Nights? I mean,
Oh yeah, there you go. She's the wife in Talladega Nights. She's in a couple of other comedies. But like,
She's also in the league. She's Pete's girlfriend in the league.
Okay.
Megan.
Okay.
Iron Man. I was thinking of the original Iron Man. I think she's the reporter
That sounds right
for
too.
the original Iron Man.
That sounds right too. Yeah, no, she's been in a lot of shit. These 3 girls have a weird dynamic. So we're dealing with like legal activity, which seems like big, and this seems like a little bit more closed off, I guess.
I was gonna say this is the wild card
Yeah.
of this whole thing.
Wild card's a good way to put it. They all like want to suck each other off, but don't want to take any like compliments themselves. Like every time someone compliments one of them, they're like, "Well, yeah, but you do this." And it's like a complete triangle of constantly going around.
Yeah. It is strange.
So what do we make of these girls? We know one of them's famous, one of them is an actress, and then the other 2 both seem to be successful though. Like one of them's like a housewife, but has like a very successful husband. It seems like, and then the other one I think they say made it in like
the other one's in the corporate world.
Corporate world.
She says like, yeah, but you made it in the corporate world. Like that's so tough to be able to do that. Like,
so yeah, like a businesswoman kind of.
Yeah.
Thing. Okay, and she's the one that seems to be the most oppressed and the most awkward in the conversations.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which when she goes to bed and she's looking at the two of them still conversing.
Weird.
Yeah, it was weird. She's a weird like, oh man. If you'd seen The Leftovers, you know what I'm talking about. But she's always uncomfortable.
She seems uncomfortable. Yeah, she seems
So like
uncomfortable.
to watch, like like you always like watch her and you just like you feel weird about it.
Yeah, definitely get the feeling that they are not actually that tight anymore. They definitely were friends in high school or whatever, but they, this is their reunion vacation kind of thing. But they aren't really that close to each other anymore. Seems like.
Best friends in high school, but life life separated them, so now they're like, oh, we should get together.
Yeah, I'm supposed to like you. Still,
I don't know
right?
if going to Thailand would be the maybe go out to dinner or something before that. But.
Right.
I mean, I kind of get it though. Like I get the concept of like, hey, like we've all gotten very busy with our lives, but we all still in some way connect, whether it's just a couple of texts here and there, like let's get together and do something.
Yep.
And they're all over the country, it seems like. So it's not like, hey, let's just like get together for dinner, like you kind of just said.
Yeah.
Like, it seems like people would have to like fly in to have dinner. So it almost makes sense to like go on a trip together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the actress said they said that the actress basically paid for it, so
yeah,
she's gonna be shaking her ass in front of the rest of their faces that she paid for it.
Yeah.
So but like this is the complete wild card because all the other dynamics are. It seems like it's centralized around one thing, whatever that might be. But these three look like they're just here to, they're old friends getting together. Like I don't think they're involved in anything bigger.
Which like very much stays to what this show is supposed to be. Because like you look at the first season and it's very much just like little families that are dealing with like somewhat significant moments in their lives and shit like that.
Families.
But it's very like newfound marriages. A dad who's got cancer, who's there with his kids. He doesn't know if he's going to live or die. It seems like him and his wife kind of are a little bit estranged. Like, there's all very, like, simplistic things. And obviously we're talking about Goggins and Isaac's characters possibly be dealing with, like, kingpins of drugs.
Yeah.
So maybe this is the thing that kind of keeps the show grounded to what it's supposed to be.
I agree.
Yeah, I like that.
Something like that. I don't know. Either way, I am curious about the three of them. Like, I do want to know what's up. Because the one, like, that's the actress from, like, True Detectives, very much like is humble, like very humble. Like she doesn't want to almost be recognized and be dealing with fans all the time. So I don't know why like there seems to be like hidden animosity.
She wants to throw it in their face that she paid for the trip. I
guess. That one girl says like she's gonna pay for a couple of treatments and stuff like that.
I'm gonna pay for your other expenses. Yeah, like.
I gotta be honest. I think the actress is the only normal person amongst the group. I think the other two seem like real fucking bitches.
Yeah, wrapped up in word choices and stuff.
Yeah.
I disagree. I think this one just wants to again just wave her ass in front of the other two faces that she's able to pay for all this stuff and.
I don't. Get
you're all successful, but guess what? I'm more successful than you guys. Oh, I'll pay for this. I'll pay for that. Doesn't matter. But we're just girls, us gals out here having a good time.
It's so different from guys. Like we'd be like, oh sweet.
Like,
great.
You're paying to go
Fuck
to
yeah.
Bangkok.
Like, all right, if you want to pay for me, sweet.
You get us some girls.
Yeah, what else you got?
Go pull it. Be like, oh, I'm from that TV show. I got two friends with me too, though.
Yep.
I'd be worried those girls in Bangkok.
Yeah, lady boys.
Yeah,
lady boys.
Why do you think they call it Bangkok, not Bangkok?
Hey.
Oh fuck. So I think that's all like the actual notes I had. Did you guys have anything else from this episode that you guys like took away that I didn't just mention? Observations, thoughts?
No, not really. But it seems like the next morning is when, because the son, when she's talking to her son about flying in, like, yeah, I'll be in tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
So obviously when he gets in, is when shit hits the fan with the. So it seems like the next morning is gonna be.
Did it imply that they hadn't met up yet? I'm sure that they had met up and.
I thought
stuff.
So. Yeah, I thought so. Because he kept like he knew where his mom was. It seemed like because he kept mentioning it's like, I hope he prayed to the thing. I hope my mom's safe. But the way he was like traversing towards the action instead of away from the action, like
Yeah.
trying to save her. Which I'm not gonna lie, she was only in like one season, but if something happens to Belinda, I'm gonna be actually pretty
Say
upset.
Belinda.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be pretty upset.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like
she
it's
got
her
fucking-
body floating down the.
I'd be fucking upset. I'd be mad.
She's a sweetheart.
She is.
She deserves
she
better.
Got tugged around by Jennifer Coolidge's character.
Yeah.
She was promising her all these things, and she just flaked out.
She's on this trip, just wants to see her son. Son just took finals, just wants to get away for a little bit.
Yep.
I'd be disappointed if that happens, Belinda.
Just one other small thing I feel like might lead to something. The youngest brother in the Ratliff family there, Lockie.
I think so.
Yeah.
I just think he is definitely the most mysterious and could be the biggest like focus out of the kids the rest of the season. Just like he's the whole episode they made a point of showing him as like the secondary person in his relationship with every family member. Like he just follows his sister here, follows his brother there, goes to whatever school his dad is like pushing him into, tells him to do the posture school and shit. Like he's just very passive in his life, and I bet he's gonna fucking snap and do something eventually.
Yeah.
Or find something that he loves and whatever. I don't know.
Dude.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm sure that would wear anybody out if you're hiding that shit forever.
And it seems like the family that's not acceptable.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
Right. A bunch
there's
of
North
bro
Carolina,
family.
That's close enough where it's like
Yeah.
that's not acceptable. Dad's a
Debating
businessman.
between the worst people of all time and like the second to worst people of all time.
Yep.
How about you go to a different school that's not?
Go to NC State. Go Wolfpack.
There you go. Yeah, NC State right around the corner, baby. Go Wolfpack. There you go. Now you think.
Still be on Tobacco Road, right? That's the third of Tobacco Road.
If I ever had a child and my child was like that, I'm debating between fucking North Carolina and Duke. I would put a bullet in my mouth.
I mean, there's worse things in the
Don't
world.
do that. There is.
I mean,
When you need though, it's very hard.
I got a scholarship
Oh,
to
God.
Duke University, Dad. Why are you upset with me?
I'm gonna pay those fucks $70,000 a year.
You want somebody that can't distinguish lines too, like, oh, you'll change your mind, you'll follow your. No. If that's the case, fuck my kid.
You go to that school.
I hope you lose everything. I think that was pretty much I had everything from this season.
Yeah.
I guess the only other thing I guess that's very minor is like this seems like to be like the lowest cast.
Yeah, for
Goggins is pretty big.
Goggins is pretty big, and even Isaacs I would say.
But,
Is
you know,
fairly
Aubrey
big,
Plaza was
but,
in
like,
the last one. City Sweeney was in, you know.
yeah, right.
So they
They had
had,
some
they,
big
they had
names.
some big ones. Jennifer Coolidge.
I always forget his name, but Sidney Sweeney's brother in the first season. He's everywhere now. He was just in Gladiator.
Oh wow.
He's been in a bunch of shit. I can't think of his fucking name though.
I'm not sure either.
He was great in Gladiator. He was one of the two it was him and Joseph Quinn. Did you guys see Gladiator?
I haven't seen it yet.
No?
Yeah,
You,
yeah.
you
So
with me?
yeah.
I can't even keep track. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Christopher Moltisanti, too, in the last one.
Yep.
They have had some
Oh,
big
yeah.
names.
Just one other random thing is a lot of monkey shot, monkey
Yeah.
influence, and like in
Yeah.
the background, or focus on the monkey, focus on the foreground
Yeah.
stuff. They seem to be the like big spectator of all the events, kind of thing. Like they're
Ooh, I like
they're watching.
that. There you
Yeah.
go.
The
That's
watchers on the
cool.
wall.
Yep.
Whatever
That's
you want.
And last year in the Italy one, they had these. I don't know if you remember. There's like this mermaid like statue like right in the middle, like the front of every room, and they would like something weird would happen in the room, and it would cut to like the point of view of the statue.
Yeah.
And like that was the watching.
They did that a lot with the Aubrey Plaza relationship, as far as like the cheating aspect and shit. They kept going to the statues.
Yeah, they show you the statue, and then all of a sudden you're looking at the statue's eyes at this scene.
That's a good call. They do.
Unfoldment.
Yeah. Like fucking.
So this season of that is monkeys.
Is monkeys.
I'm all in.
Yep. And monkeys are huge in Buddhism.
Yeah.
And so I think there's gonna be some spiritual stuff, obviously, with that, and maybe some supernatural god power stuff too. Whether it's real or not, I feel like they're gonna play on that at least.
Either way, I think we're in for a pretty good. I actually feel better about this pilot after talking to you guys.
Yeah, same. I liked it, but I like the way we're going with this. A lot of connections.
I think I just watched it in a bad mindset because it was right off of the Substance that I watched right before, and I did not like the Substance.
No.
So I think I was already in a bad mood, and I came into this, and I was just like, yeah, whatever, this is fine. But I definitely didn't not like it. But now when I'm talking about it, I feel better.
Oh, I thought you meant the substance. I was like, I don't know.
Oh no!
It sounds like you did
not.
not.
Something stunk. Yeah, no, movie stunk. the fact that it's nominated for Best Picture is just aggravating, to say the least. All right. That's everything for White Lotus, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, great. Let's keep it moving. We're going to get to Yellowjackets. Yellowjackets, Season 3. We're going to get a 2-part premiere. It's been a long layoff. COVID fucked with this show a lot. And it seems like a lot of the people in this show have been getting a lot of roles lately, which I think also interferes with the scheduling of this show and the filming and the releases and all that shit. But I think a big question is, like, we have all of these girls that are in school, like late teens, early 20s, and now we're taking 2 or 3 years, and a lot of them are aging. And that was one of the first things I noticed right out of the gate.
Yeah. Nat
especially, and then Lottie was the other one that was big for me.
Yeah.
Lottie was the other, like, Lottie's face changed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, the actress's face changed.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right away, one of the first things I noticed.
Always a tough part about doing the child actors, even if it's they're a 16-year-old at the start.
Like that age, too.
Yeah.
That's brutal. Like,
Yeah.
just going through puberty and all that, too.
Right.
Can I say one gripe, though, about the start of this? So I rewatched. The end of season 2. So literally the last scene of season 2 is them in the winter and the cabin burns down.
Yep.
So the very next scene of season 3 is just springtime and everything's great. Like,
Yeah.
wouldn't you have liked to see a little bit of like what happened after the cabin burned down?
Right. How tough the times were. Maybe they'll flash back to it this season. There's a chance. But I'm with you.
Like, I'll buy it that springtime did come eventually and all that, but like I don't think it happened like overnight.
No.
Yeah, I'm sure it was fucking terrible for a while.
Yeah, like what was that? You had no place to fucking sleep. You're out in the wild. Like, how did that go?
They talked about it a little bit, how it burned for a week or something, and like they used it for warmth while they like.
That was burning down.
Yeah.
Sounds like great.
But yeah, shitty.
No, you're not wrong. I definitely get that.
I could see them going back to it and maybe telling the last 3 months story, like over the course of the season.
We'll talk about it, but it seems like there's stuff that transpired too.
Mm-hmm.
I would think that, like, we know. I mean, the only person that could have done it was Coach, but I don't think Coach burned down the cabin. I think we can all safely say that burn down was the wilderness.
He just set down a lot of
Most
wood
likely.
around that though.
You think? Oh, wow. So you think Coach is a possibility?
I think Coach saw them eat a second person, and they were like, Coach was like,
Yeah.
Really?
I don't know if this is for me. Yeah, because the
I
end
think
of it
there's
is
a
they
chance
eat
still.
Javi.
Really?
There's a chance, yeah.
Oh man, see, I think
If you
there's
saw
a
somebody-
0% chance that Coach
If
burned.
you saw a group of girls out in the wild, like, ah! Just like hunting people down, and then somebody else dies, and they just eat them like it's nothing. Like,
It seems like he did what he said.
He's got
He
one
hightailed it
leg.
Out of there.
He's
He
got
said he
one-
tried to keep the distance.
he's got fucking one leg, so he's like, damn, like I'm probably next. Like,
That's why he bounced.
Yeah.
that's why he burned the fucking cabin down.
No.
He's like, I'm getting to these bitches before these bitches get to me.
See, I was thinking like the wilderness did it, so I'm almost assuming that right after that, like it got what it's wanted. So the wilderness is gonna like lay off for a minute. It's gonna be like, all right, y'all rebuild. I got y'all out of the cabin like I
Wilderness was
wanted.
like, yeah, one of yours died, and I burned the house down, so we're good now.
Yeah. You did your penance.
Their
Like,
little
yeah.
teepees like
Oh, it's a nice
town is
setup.
very cool.
It's a nice setup.
Very cool.
Nice setup.
Yep. I'm like only 10% Coach did it, but I want to leave that door open.
No, I don't rule it
But
out.
the wilderness did like light that one girl's body on fire, right? Like we saw that happen. Jackie's. Yeah.
Yeah, Jackie.
Who knows if we are seeing their hallucination of that happening or what?
It
But
didn't even. So they lit it on fire. The wilderness is what
Oh, yeah,
like
like-
the snow on top of her, so that it like
Yeah, it
smoked
stopped it.
oh right.
rather than it like actually like
That's
burn the bone. It like allowed it to like cook like a fucking oven, basically.
Right.
So right away, we got springtime, like you said. We are open up to a little game of like capture the flag, basically, and we see that Shauna is becoming unhinged because she should be. She lost her best
Piece of
friend. She
shit.
lost her fucking little baby. She's trying to fucking bite the Maury girl, which right out of the gate, as soon as I saw that, I was like, "You're being crazy, but fucking Maury sucks. She's the worst character in this show.
She does.
Yeah.
I hate her character so much. She's just been sucking at the tit of fucking Lottie this whole season. Not the whole season, the whole show. About how great she is. And I hate her. Hate her. So I was happy to see basically her get bit. She got her ass kicked. She got her soup spit in. And she finally fucking was just like, I'm going to bounce up out of this.
Yep.
All that made me happy.
Got her face ground into the mud.
Yep.
Yep. Got her comeuppance.
It sucks that obviously Shauna's got a lot of built up anger and she beat the shit out of Lottie, but it seems like there's some still more bent up shit and she's like gonna take it out on this girl. It's
Yep.
like good. Finally, someone fucked this
use
bitch
it.
up.
Yep.
Yeah.
And to this point, we still have not seen present day Mari, so she could get fucked up pretty soon. Which Shauna could be killing her or whatever.
So that's gonna be a big thing that we're gonna get into like very, very shortly. But like, I am not happy with.
Yeah. It's
Not happy with this.
It's getting to that point.
Yeah.
It's getting to that point.
Like
of
the
frustration.
the opening scene of the entire series is very much 7 people. There's one girl with the fucking horns on her head, and then 3, and then 3. We have all of the characters filled, so it's like there is no room for anybody else.
Yeah.
And they brought in these new characters last season in season 2 out of nowhere, and it's very much with like at least for me, the thought of like we brought in new girls to kill. Like we need more bodies to drop, and we brought too many of these girls back already. Like we need bodies to kill and eat. And then one of them getting a ton of screen time all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's got to die.
Like they got
The way the second episode ends, it doesn't certainly seem like that.
Yeah.
Because like I don't want to see how they all die as adults. You know what I mean? Like
No.
even when Val came back, I was like,
Van.
all right. I mean
Yeah,
Van. I'm
yeah.
sorry. Yeah, Van. Once Van came back, I was like, okay, like I can be all right with this. But like
That's
we're,
it.
we're running out of
Right.
people to die out here in the wilderness.
Like I said, in the opening, the very first scene of the series, they're set like there's a girl running through the woods. She falls into a pit. Which we're gonna talk to a lot about that too. She falls into a pit. They catch her. They eat her, and it's 7 people. Like I said, there's one girl with the fucking antlers, and then 3 on one side and 3 on the other side. So it's like you bring Van back, and it's like okay, now we're filled. We have our 7 survivors.
Yeah.
So that's why I wouldn't like where fucking. I'm kind of just gonna bounce around. But the end of the second episode is when Shauna is like talking to the barkeep about the phone that she found, and it very much is showing her make out with this character, the girl with the fucking hat
Right.
back.
Definitely
And it's
implied,
very
that's it.
heavily implying that she's like alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not going to make me happy.
Yeah, when that happened, it's kind of the same reaction. I was like, really? Like, that was my reaction. I was
Yeah.
like, really? Like, we're going to bring another adult back? Like, I didn't need that.
I don't need any of it. I don't even need Shauna like fucking around with girls in the woods back in the day. Like I don't.
Yeah.
Why? Like since where? Why? For what purpose?
You're out there. It's a high school girls soccer
Just a
team.
long
so
time.
I'm
Just
sure, yeah.
trying to get fingered by someone other than yourself.
Yeah. I'm sure there's some of that going around, but.
So another possible thing could be that they could be splitting up here soon. There's a lot of tension in the group. Maybe we're seeing, crazier half in that
Literally
opening
happened in
show.
Lord of the Flies.
Yeah. So maybe that's just the 7 craziest ones, and there's still 4 that aren't crazy or something, and they refuse to join the cult group.
You got a big piece of evidence in your corner for that when Misty tells Shauna that she thinks Nat knows where Coach is.
Right.
And Shauna's like, she's like, I haven't told anybody. And as soon as Shauna hears that, she's like, oh, I might have Misty in my pocket. I didn't even know that was a possibility.
Yeah.
Right.
And it seems like now, so taking up the sides thing, that could be happening very soon. 'Cause
Right.
we don't know. Keep going back to that first scene. We don't know which bitch has the antlers on. Like Lottie seems to be in charge, and then she gives up power to Nat. But even after that, she's still kind of giving orders around. Like even in these first 2 episodes.
So, like, the initial group that believed in her.
Right. So she's, even though she gave up the power, it's like she's still in charge.
Yeah.
So it's like, is it going to be her? Is it going to be Nat? Ty obviously is hungry for fucking power too. So I feel like taking up sides, that could be Shauna. Shauna could be the one with the antlers strapped on.
Totally.
Very could be, yeah.
You know?
I can believe it, yeah.
And fucking there's a great line. I think it's in the second episode when they're doing like the girls' night with Shauna's daughter, Misty, and Lottie. And the daughter is like something like, oh, like what? You're just like scared of my mom? And Lottie's like, to be fair, we're all scared of your mom.
Yeah. Right.
That was a good line. I like
She also, too, as an adult, murdered somebody and got away with it. So,
true.
so that's scary enough. But,
At least one person. got
Yeah.
away with it.
yeah.
I wouldn't
Right.
be surprised if there's more bodies behind that.
Yeah. Even going back to them as kids, too, like probably the most interesting dynamic in both episodes. Like, there's something that happened or is happening with Nat and Coach that, like, I didn't pick up on. Because
As far as what?
So they talk.
Sexual.
They talk about no. But they talk about one. Like I forgot who it was that's talking to Nat about how like, oh, Coach
Misty.
Yeah, Misty. She said, oh, Coach always talked up well about
Highly,
you,
yeah.
highly, and this, that, and the other. And Nat's just like, she like diverts and like mentions that, you know, like changes the subject and something, and like with Coach going away now, like there's some kind of dynamic that happened or is happening with Nat and Coach that I guess I didn't really pick up on in previous seasons.
Yeah, like she hit on him, and then he said he's gay, and she was mad about it.
Yeah,
something like that.
And, like, they barely talked. So like after that happened, I was like, yeah, I don't really remember a whole lot of conversations throughout this whole time with Nat and the coach.
Right,
You
she
know
was
what
kind
I
of
mean?
like fuck off.
For the most part,
Like,
yeah. So like I said, I just like finished watching again, but there is towards the end, like Coach is very much like you can tell he's like he's getting ready to make his way out, and Nat kind of says like, "What are you gonna do here?" And he's like, Javi kind of gave because Javi's the one that gave him the intel on the fucking street place, and he even says like, "Nat, like come with me," and she's like, I can't." So there is something there for sure.
Yeah.
And obviously,
makes
she
you
does a
believe.
terrible job of lying to Misty. Like,
Yeah.
she sees like the little trap, and she's like, "Let's turn this direction."
Yeah, that was
She's
the thing
"Why
too,
do
right?
this?" And
Yeah.
she's like, "Well, this."
There's
And then
berries
Misty
to the
calls her
east,
a second
too.
time.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Misty calls her a couple times on it.
Or just say that I set that up yesterday, or something like she's like, "Oh, it must be one of ours. Let's go over here."
Yeah, right.
Like, just-
With us knowing too that it was
like,
the
no.
show Coach setting it up too.
Right. Yeah, that's good. Good lead. I like it.
All right. Travis is tripping on mushrooms. That doesn't really do much for me, to be totally honest. I don't know if you guys have anything more than
I thought you enjoyed that more because Lottie was just like,
we gotta
keep going.
Yeah,
I know.
I was like, I don't know.
It reminded me of like Harry Potter with Snape and
Oh,
Harry Potter.
yeah.
We gotta keep going, dude.
Yeah,
we gotta
yeah,
get
yeah.
back in there.
Yeah,
Fucking
I don't hate that.
I
I don't
can't.
hate that.
Worst ever trip leader ever.
Yeah, no shit.
Like you want someone who
supposed to
like
keep me grounded.
talks you
She's
down
like,
from shit.
No shit. Like that didn't do much for me, so I don't really have much to say on it. I don't know if you guys have more to add. Maybe it interested you guys more than it did me.
I mean, only thing I'd say is that it seems like at the end maybe Travis was making up that the Wilderness said it didn't want him, just so she would stop. You know.
Which also good, but like I think that was almost to show that like Lottie might not be this fucking see-all that we're all making.
Yeah, I think
her out
that's
to
the
be.
biggest.
Like
thing
she's
for
that
me.
easily fucking because he was just like he did that on a whim. He was just having his therapy duck. He was like, "Thank God I have something."
Right.
And this little cute duckling, and she's like, "Yo, let's go back into the trip." And he points it off right on a spot, and she's just like, "Oh yeah."
Mm-hmm.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
So I think that kind of shows that she might not be as tapped in as she
And if
is.
Lottie was tapped in and like the chosen one or whatever, I feel like she would already know
right.
what it is that the Wilderness wants. You know what I mean? So like she's kind of using Travis to find out what it is.
Yeah.
Where if she was this person that, you know, whatever you want to call a chosen one, she would already know what it is that they want.
Mm-hmm. I like it.
She's just using them. We gotta go deeper. It's like Inception.
Yeah, no, she is.
We have to go deeper.
And as soon as he like fucking pushes her off, she goes running right towards the other girl. So, the two big things that I had from this episode. The first one is the scene right after Nat's funeral. We're gonna see Shauna, Ty, and Van in the bar, and Shauna's kind of joking about Misty, like listening in, watching in, and then the camera pans to across the bar to the table, almost as if somebody is actually, in fact, watching them. And then there's like a high, like that radio high frequency pitch kind of sound, and only Shauna can clearly hear it because she reacts and they're like, "Yo, is anything wrong?" And then she continues the joke.
Mm-hmm.
That makes me think it's that other girl.
What other girl?
The one that is the cell phone
Oh,
at the
the
end of season 2.
hat girl bitch.
Yeah.
Right.
Word.
I would agree that's the best lead. In episode 2, also when they were when she was at dinner with her husband and stuff, when she finds the phone in the bathroom.
Yeah.
There's a lot of camera shots that are like, you know, like looking
Angry.
through,
Yeah,
like looking
yeah.
through, like stairway, like I don't know,
She's, okay.
like a lot of just I'm watching you from afar kind of camera angles.
Oh man, you guys are great tonight.
Yeah, picking
guys-
you up, baby.
Yeah, no, you guys.
You lift our leader up when
you,
he needs
You're
you.
pushing a lot of things across. I'm like, oh yeah, no, that's a good call. That's a good call. You have anything to add to that? The bar scene? Or did Luke kind of just hit it?
Yeah, I think. I mean, it's got to be back with Zach, girl.
I just keep like assuming everything is like the wilderness.
Yeah.
I keep thinking everything is like supernatural.
Right.
Yeah. And at least so far, I'm not
That's
really.
a great call.
I'm not invested in a whole lot of the adult storylines at this point.
I think that's always. I think that's from the gate. I think that's just
Like Tasia and Van storyline with like the waiter.
What a fucking idiot. Now, you know what? I don't want to be like necessarily like quote unquote mean, but that guy fucking deserves to die.
Yeah.
What a fucking jackass. You got people robbing like 15 TVs from Best Buy, and they're like, well, I'm not going to follow them out because that's store policy. This guy is tracking down a fucking couple that dined and dashed, which I don't even think they like got damn meals. I think they just
said,
got,
did
like,
they even
appetizers.
dine? Did they dine?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They like took an appetizer and a couple of drinks and like skedaddled. Like, you're getting a fucking tip. That's it.
Yeah, right.
Why do you care about who fucking owns the place and the money that's getting taken out? He deserved to die. Fuck him. He's an idiot.
And then surviving that, like surviving a bus about to run you the fuck over. Like you survive that and you die. Like, come on, bro.
That's a good point. Yeah. Like, did you have a
That
heart
was your
condition?
saving grace right there.
If you had a heart condition prior and you were still doing this, then you double deserve to die.
Yeah.
You're double.
Ain't worth it.
Double.
I feel like that one could be the wilderness. If you're looking to blame the wilderness for everything. If there's some sort of supernatural figure watching over these girls, he could have taken the guy out. I don't know.
Fair enough. I don't hate that.
Well, I think
That
too
was
it's
actually my
going to
last
take
episode.
one eventually, right? Because Van's dying of cancer.
They already took Travis.
You know.
Then they took Nat.
Yeah.
We have Van dying of cancer, so she could, probably be next. Either way, it's coming for her. I mean, if this show doesn't end in the death of everybody, I'm going to be disappointed. I need everybody to die.
Especially if more people keep coming back as adults.
Yeah.
If people are just going to keep coming back as adults just for like all 7 or 8 of them to survive at the end of it, then I'm going to be mad.
That is crazy to me that they were just like, in season 2, they very much like pushed it off. It's like, hey, like audience, like we know that they weren't here, but like we know these girls are cannibals and we need to eat more people kind of thing.
Thank you.
And now they're just gonna like make one like an actual character. Like she's making out with Shauna. Now she might be back in like the old people, like not the old people, like the modern day.
Yeah, right.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, they're pushing it. Pushing it.
Yeah, they really are. Biggest part of the episode. Have you guys seen Lost?
Yes.
All right, so this was big time.
Yep.
Big time Lost vibes. You haven't, have you?
No.
So Coach just making his way. We find out, we see he's alive. He's making his way through the woods, and he comes across like plank wood. Like you can hear it, old wood boards under his thing.
Yep.
And he's like, oh fuck. Pulls them, for real. There you go. Pulls them all up, and there is a massive, massive pit basically with a fucking military like airdrop, food, medicine. So the entire thing from the ground up is wicked intriguing. I mean, like, they stumbled across the cabin in season 1, and it's like, oh, wow, like, there were people here. He had a plane, all this and that. And now this is the first thing since that's like...
Hidden technology.
A form of life, technology. Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Dharma.
Yeah.
But those are the guys in Lost. The Dharma Initiative.
Fucking that shit.
It's almost the way that the wilderness, like, keeps these people alive. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
They just want them to die in the cold, so therefore they find a cabin. Well, like, there's a bigger purpose for Coach, so then like Coach isn't just gonna starve out there in the wilderness. So here's some MREs and an emergency airdrop.
Now, if there is a character that could survive that isn't in that 7 that I was talking about from the first episode, it would make sense that it's Coach because he's already keeping his distance.
Yeah.
So like, I would get if he also survives somehow, but like, you know what I mean? Like, isn't in that scene.
Right.
Maybe, like, I guess he could have the backwoods hat girl with him, or maybe somebody else. Maybe the backward hat girl is one of the 7, and Coach survives with
Mari. Maybe.
Sticking that.
Nat. Yeah. Oh yeah. Like we were saying, their relationship.
Or Travis. Guys.
Right. Yeah. Nat could get chased out of the group because she's been hiding info about Coach. If you love him so much, go join him, kind of thing.
Yeah. And she's the one in charge now too, so could get to a point where the natives go restless, kind of deal.
The natives grow up.
You know what I mean? Give it the boot. Like, nah, you failed. We'll take Lottie back. Thank you. Thanks for trying.
So I didn't even think it when he actually found the airdrop, but once he like leaves it and you see him covering up the patch again, he's like putting the rocks down. When that happened, I was like, oh shit. I was like, we keep going back to this first scene from the series, but I was like, that's definitely the pit that the girl like falls in that first scene. Like she's running off and she falls into a pit of spikes.
Probably.
But it's like when you watch it, it's like it's a very deep pit, and it's like we don't have shovels and stuff like that. It's like that's definitely the one that she fucking runs and falls into. And then we literally see Mari do just that to end the episode.
Right.
So big time. How how do the spikes get there? How do the girls find out? What happens to Coach? What happens? Like, there's so much to take from that closing, because that's how it ends. Is Coach? They see Coach like stumbling off again, and then he hears like a cry for help. Goes back to the ditch, and it's fucking Mari there with a shattered leg. In his little trap.
It sounds like a deer too. Like, it doesn't sound like a human being crying for help.
Yeah.
Too. Like I think he's like thinking it's a deer or
Right.
something. So like. He's all gassed up, then he sees his poor girls.
Yeah, when he walks up to her, he says, like, hey, Bambi.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah, he was hoping for a deer.
Dislocated kneecap. I don't need to see you pop your fucking kneecap back into place.
Yeah.
God, that's so gross. I can't stand that stuff nowadays.
I know. I look away from all sports injuries,
I
too.
did too. Like, I just, oh my God, the fucking, you gotta have to pop it up back into place. I'm like, I know what's happening. I know they're gonna show it.
Yeah, nasty.
And the sound too. Oh man, it's fucking disgusting.
Yep. The perfect description of how to fix it.
Oh,
Push on the inside. Straighten your leg.
Oh God, and the noise too. Oh man, I don't have to hear the noise. Fuck.
Yeah, nasty.
But I don't know. I still go back to that. I really wish that there was some explanation as to what happened after the cabin burned down.
Right.
Do you think maybe it was like the layover of filming? Like maybe they we don't have time to explain this stuff, so let's...
Yeah, I'm like I said earlier, I think I'm gonna be optimistic and think that they're saving it to leak over the course of this season or whatever.
Yeah, right.
Because that's definitely one of the mysteries that they re-brought up here is Coach saying it wasn't him, you know.
Yeah,
and so
exactly.
for them to bring that up again, they're gonna dive into it and
Yeah.
hopefully we get to see what really happened.
Yeah, I hope so. At least something too.
Yeah.
But also, when I rewatched season two, like the side story of Elijah Wood and Misty, like I could almost do a spin-off of that, of them, like, because they're like crime detectives kind of deal. So like I could literally just watch a spin-off of Elijah Wood's character and Misty, like solving like mysteries online and stuff like that. Like, dude, Elijah Wood's character is awesome.
Oh, I think I couldn't agree more. I was a little concerned they wouldn't even be in this season, to be honest.
And that scene too in the bar, like afterwards when Misty gets just pounding whiskey shots over and over. I was watching too. I was like, oof.
Yeah,
that's brutal. And then he's like, yeah, like the bartender, like they had your phone and they just kept going down the contact list and nobody answered until it got to W with me. I was like, oh man. I was just like, oh man.
Mm-hmm.
But the minute Shauna needs something, she fucking picks up the phone and gives Misty a call. Like, I know you saw the notification that you had a missed call from me.
Yep. The worst part too is that she treats him like they treat her too. Like, it's just like, and she's just like too dense to realize that she's doing the same thing that she hates all of her friends doing to her. Sad.
Cool.
Yeah.
No, that's a very good call. There's one part where she's like talking to him and saying that he can't relate to the relationships that she's made from being out in the wilderness and kind of living and dying with these girls. And you can see, like, the camera pans directly on him. Like, as she's talking, it's looking at him. And you can see that, like, bro, like, you're crazy. We know that. Fucking Elijah's crazy, too.
Yeah.
If anybody can relate to it, it's him. But he wasn't out in the wilderness.
You start seeing those gears, like, you could see it, like, almost in his eyes. Like, a lot, like, the gears, he's like, I'll kill you, too, man.
Yeah. He killed that cop last season, right?
Yeah, he killed Kevin.
Yep.
He also like put together that Misty either killed or was a direct conspirator in the killing of that the Adam guy, Adam Martin, I think his name was.
Right.
And he was like as unfazed as you possibly could be by it.
Yep.
He's just intrigued by the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the murder mystery of it, or the mystery of, I guess, Misty, maybe.
You are
That's
right.
why he wants to keep going,
Elijah Wood's a great character in the show. He's
Yes.
very, very good. Honestly, dude, Elijah Wood is like really good in a lot. Like, I can't stand fucking Frodo Baggins. Like,
can't
I
believe
want to punch him right in the fucking
Media
face.
head back.
All of the fucking
Oh,
time.
Sam.
I want to punch him in the face. But Elijah Wood and things that aren't Lord of the Rings, I really love him. See, I've watched Green Street Hooligan. I made you watch that movie a billion times. He's good in that movie. He's great in Sin City. Sin City, he's awesome.
Yeah.
He's good in this show.
Yeah.
Oh, he's awesome in Sin City.
Was that show with him as a dog? Was it Fred?
Wilfred.
Wilfred, yeah.
Yep.
Wilfred.
He's the guy who owns the dog, but
Yeah.
the dog presents to him as an Australian guy in
I
a
never
dog
watched
suit.
that show.
It is one of my favorite shows ever.
Is it
It's
really?
wicked good.
Oh,
Yep.
shit.
Yeah, it's just his dog, but just only he sees that dog as an Australian guy in a dog suit. They smoke weed together all the time and
I remember the
get each other into
commercials.
trouble and shit. It's very funny. And there's some big overarching stories throughout the seasons too.
I might have to go back and watch that.
You should. It's
Oh, Wilfred.
you'll like it right away.
Let's give Wilfred a shot.
Yeah, let's go see what it's streaming on.
I was like, what, FX?
4 seasons, huh? It's on Hulu.
I think it was FX.
Yeah, and there's
Well, but yeah,
23
that
minute
makes
episodes. Like just rip through them.
What'd you say?
Like 23-minute episodes, so like they were half an hour on TV.
Right, yeah. Sitcom
So-
episodes.
Yep.
I think it was like right at, like
just
at
very
the same
funny.
time as Sons of Anarchy too. So it was like
Yes,
You
that's
had-
why I saw it.
you
all
had
the time.
Sons of Anarchy, and then
You're
it was
right.
like just complete opposite show afterwards.
Yep.
Yep. There you go.
Stifler's in it too, or not Stifler. It's one of the American Pie guys. I'm sorry, I'm forgetting his name.
From American Pie.
Oh yeah, right there, Oz.
Oz Strikers in
Yeah, right there.
Oh yeah, yeah.
it? Fucking Oz. Casanova.
Talk about people I fucking can't stand to see on the streets.
Brought it back in the American reunion. It was just like,
No, no.
He's like an unbearable. Elijah has a crush
too?
on his neighbor, who's like the weather lady, but her boyfriend who comes into town for a few weekends at a time.
That's
is him.
that sounds like the perfect fucking role for us.
Yeah, yeah,
he's such a twat.
yeah. That's basically his role.
Let's see. No, that was all a good call. I actually missed that. Fucking the Elijah Wood. Very happy to have him back because he is a good character.
Oh yeah.
And I could see him getting, like I said, he's got that crazy in him. So you never know what the fuck he might do.
And he's rich as hell too.
That's right. He
Yep.
is. That's right. That's right. That's right.
Yeah, a brick fell on his head at a construction site or something. Sued him for millions.
Let's see. So we kind of talked about the first episode ended with Mari breaking her leg, and then that's kind of how we open up the second one. Her legs all fucked up. This was like a really good couple of scenes from Coach in this episode. I think the second episode wasn't nearly as good as the first one. I think the first one was a lot better, but I think Coach carried this second episode on his back because his scenes were all the best.
Yeah.
Like him telling her how to re-put her knee into position.
That's what we were talking about before you left.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, that is horrendous.
The way he fucking does it too, it's just like, I can't come down there. Like, you gotta fucking do it.
Yeah.
Like, shut the fuck. And she starts as soon as he starts crying, he's like, I'm done with that. Like, I left the cabin. I'm not. I left right after that girl was giving fucking birth to a dead baby. Like, I'm done listening to you fucking girls scream and cry. This is
And
why
he's also
I'm
probably
gay.
too look
It's
at
a
me,
spy
dude. Like look at the fucking hanging out. You're gonna cry? Like, look at me.
For real, yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good call
Walking
too.
in the wilderness
Yeah.
On crutches for crying out loud.
So let's get into that. As soon as he gets Mari out of the hole, as soon as he gets her out, even though he might be handicapped, hits with a boom trip ski and then ties her up like it's nothing, lassoed right up.
Yep.
Coach well rounded.
Bro, I don't know how he practiced that move, but that looks practiced.
It's gotta be some.
Yeah,
Isn't it?
he was ready. Choreographed.
It's gotta be like pre this whole thing, right? Like he never
Ooh,
he never
kinky shit.
he never went out in the wilderness and hunted.
So
right,
Think
so-
you think he tied up some prey?
Some fucking cat, yeah, some dudes. But like he has to have some kind of backstory. It's not like he did it, hunted down deer for them and all that. He just
Yeah.
kind of stayed in his own room with his little nub.
And stayed far away.
No,
Like you
no,
kind of already mentioned too.
Yeah.
Didn't even know the cabin burnt down.
Yeah, okay. Oh, the cabin burned down.
If that's
Oh,
what happened, then he's a great fucking actor.
no.
I totally bought it.
Get out of here.
That's funny.
I don't know, man. I get it. Like, cause she it's funny when she gets out of the hole and she's like, "Please, don't hurt me." And he's like, "Bro, are you fucking serious? Like,
I
I literally watched you guys cook and eat 2 people.
I was just saying twice.
And you're gonna call me out on killing you?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Why do you think I left?
That's why I was trying to stay away. I believe him. I'm all in on. I believe Coach. Everything Coach says.
Oh, Coach.
So
Yeah.
so what about his stuff at the very end where he's talking to himself or?
All right, so let's go to that. He says I got to bring you back to my hut basically, so that we can think some things over.
Yeah,
Gives us some
back
hot
to
chocolate.
like Javi's spot too, right? That's like where Javi hid away and survived.
Supposedly,
Right.
which makes sense because it's like you've seen it. It's like it's a goddamn treehouse. It's got 2 rooms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
crazy.
Pretty dope.
It's
Pretty
got
dope.
multiple rooms. Do you guys think he's just talking to himself, or do you guys think he's talking to the wilderness? Is he just going crazy on his own,
I'm not sure.
or is the wilderness
Yeah.
reaching out to him? You think?
I would say going crazy on his own, dude. Because I mean, he was, even when he was in the cabin with all the girls, he was kind of secluded. You know, like he'd kind of want to stay away from them. So I'm sure he had many conversations with himself. I don't think this is anything new for him.
Okay.
Yeah. I think there are only other couple things he could be also crazy and talking to his boyfriend, like
Paul.
hallucinating. Yep. Or Javi also mentioned like a friend that he made or something in the tunnel there, and it sounded like it was the wilderness. Yeah, but it could be a person. I don't know.
Yeah.
Could possibly present itself. I
Well,
do
whatever.
know that I could have nothing to do with this storyline, but I do know that Jackie's actress is back for this season.
Ooh,
So
cool.
she is going to make some, whether it's a flashback or she presents herself as a ghost to Shauna or maybe somebody else, maybe Coach.
Yeah.
I just know supposedly the actress is supposed to be back as Jackie.
Cool.
It's a good gig.
She's good.
She does. Fallout was awesome.
Yeah, Fallout was great.
Then she comes back and does this.
Yeah.
Come back as a Force ghost.
Fuck, I didn't even. Sometimes I miss things.
Come on.
How do you miss that?
Fallout.
She's like wicked recognizable.
Come on, bro.
I don't know.
Yeah, she's on a heater. Keep it going.
That's a good call. Yeah, I didn't even think of that. Shit, good call.
Maybe
Wow,
too,
that's
like-
a good episode.
Like going back to
It's a really bad episode for me.
Like going back to
Especially
Coach,
with you guys.
Going back to Coach too, maybe because like once Javi started, giving him like the tips on the tree or this that, he kind of seemed like he was engraved by it, or like
Yeah.
know. So maybe now that it's just him, he's he's kind of invested in it now
Yeah,
too.
obsessed
You know what
with
I mean?
it, yeah.
Yeah, right. Like Javi kind of passed it down to him.
Yeah, he could be the new conduit for
Yeah.
the wilderness or something. Yeah.
I don't hate that it's Paul either, like you said. Like I could see the wilderness probably like takes on fucking
Forms.
Oh wow. We were gonna do that episode, Buffy the Vampire Slayer coming fucking back. It's literally like called like
Can't
the
wait.
first, and it like is basically like a spiritual thing that is able to take on like any form, like at all. That's a kind of reminds me of like the wilderness could possibly do.
Yeah.
It can take on form of whether it's Jackie or Paul or whoever to manipulate
Yeah.
character.
Yeah.
That's exactly
Yeah.
what this fucking
Or that creepy
exactly what
thing
it
in the
does.
alley that Ty sees, like at the other scene with Van. Like she's right
Yes,
after they stop
yeah,
running,
yeah.
they stop
Yep.
running, and she sees this creepy tall figure like in
Yep.
the alleyway.
Van's like, what? She's like,
Right.
nothing.
Right. And
That's the best casting as far as like the girl to the modern day is Van.
I think,
Yeah.
I think Thaisa.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man, I
Looks
think
pretty good.
Van's
I think
incredible.
Thaisa's good.
Did you watch The Servant? That Apple TV show? No. So because you were definitely living with me when that show was on.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
It was. It's a pretty good. It's a pretty good. It's the most M Night Shyamalan vibe. That's not by M Night Shyamalan. It's fucking insane. Like you watch it, it's absolutely like his vibe. But the older Van is just like probably like the second main character in the show, and she's really good in it.
Oh, okay.
And she's really good again in this. But like I feel like her and the younger Van are like, I think they're so perfect.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
definitely close. Yeah, I put Thaisa ahead, but
I think the Shauna with fucking Rose from 2.5 Men. I think that one's a pretty good
Yeah.
one too.
hmm
yeah.
I think that's a pretty good one too.
But one last thing, going back to the tree too. I'm just thinking off the top of my head here. So it almost like the tree almost like called to Javi for Javi to go there, right? Now maybe it's calling to Coach to go there. So is there only room for one in this tree? You know what I mean? So now that there's a second,
I got you.
now that there's a second person there, maybe it's the tree's kind of talking to Coach, and maybe Coach does something to I can't think of the girl that's trapped there, but is there only room for one here in this tree? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Could just be only one person that it's calling to. So now there's two people there. Tree's like,
Right, which would ride with what Travis was saying too. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't want me; it wants someone else, kind of thing. Yeah.
There's no way he can let Mari go, and Coach isn't going to eat people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's like, what?
depends how
I already hate that fucking bitch. I swear to Christ, if she gets Coach,
Oh, I'm
killed,
out. I'm out.
gonna be
I'm
so
out.
fucking
I'm out.
mad.
I'm out.
I'm not even out. She's gonna be one of like my most hated TV characters of all time. If she gets Coach killed, I'm gonna be fucking furious. She sucks, dude. She's so fucking awful.
Or as an adult, comes back as an adult. I'm out.
No, no way.
I'm out.
There's no way.
She's got to die.
I think Coach takes her down.
I literally just watched both these seasons, like pretty much back to back, because Holly never seen them, and I do could be anybody, but I very much do get that impression from that first scene in that first season to start the show off, that the girl that's running that ends up dying is Mari.
Interesting.
Yeah, I
I've already
just watched it again. Yeah, I just watched it again and like picking up like on little things, like looking like First of all, I don't think she's black, so that rules out the girl that's very close with animals, which Travis basically pointed the finger to as far as getting him off the leash from Lottie.
Right.
Because she's the one that
And she had the mouse, too.
And the mouse. Right. That's why, like he says, like she's closer to animals. I don't think she looked white from like the fucking thing, so I was like, that ain't her. And then at this point, it's like there's limited characters it could be.
Right. Running out.
I don't know.
Nothing. This is the character.
All I know is that if these people don't stop fucking dying, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah,
I want them all to
this
die.
whole thing ends up with them just being alive and it's all them being adults and having to deal with it as adults.
I want everybody to
That's
die.
gonna be aggravating.
Modern day, present day, past day. I want everybody to die. I'm trying to think. Oh, man. I'm trying to think back to that first. There was more, too, to that first episode, that first scene. It, like, sounded like Mari. Like, it...
I'd have to go back and watch it again.
Yeah. I like fucking, like I said, I just watched it, and I was thinking while I was watching, I was like, oh, man. Like, out of all the characters that are left that should die, I guess, like, that's the one that it's seeming the most to me. I hope it is, because I fucking hate that. She sucks. She sucks. That would make sense, though. Especially if she's on the outs for like a while.
Because she sucks? That would make
What
sense.
if she's out in the wild for a while, and then all of a sudden it's just like, all right, I'm back. It's the winter time, so maybe they already like killed off all the other bitches. They're just like looking for food. They catch her, and bing, bang, boom.
Right.
There we go.
Yeah.
That's my storyline. And I'm sticking to it.
All right.
Lock it in.
I'm sticking to Coach. Coach is going to kill her.
That'd be wild.
Yeah, I mean, he already burned down the cabin, so.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Like, exactly. There's only room for one in this tree. And
I mean, if he already burned down the cabin, then he would definitely kill her.
fucking burn down the cabin. It was Coach. It was Coach.
Funny storyline from the second episode was the Misty drinking problem thing. That was fun.
Yeah.
This show's not built for comedy, but that whole thing as far as like when she shows up, she's like, did Walton call you? Like, did he tell you I have a drinking problem? Do you have a drinking problem? I don't know. Do I?
Yeah. Or even when she's at the bar and like that biker dude's next to her and she just keeps like,
yeah.
he's like, oh, I'll have another, sir.
They told us
Keep 'em coming.
specifically, Like, do not have Callie talk to Lottie while you're here.
Yeah.
And she's braiding her hair by the end of it while like watching the TV.
Yeah, fucking face down on the coffee table. Yeah.
Epic fail.
Yeah.
Lottie knew. Lottie was ready to dig her claws in. Let's see. Was there anything else I missed? Oh, fucking another pretty funny thing. So at dinner we find out Shauna's there with her husband. They're doing like a business sale thing. That's when so we already talked about the first episode scene when she looks like she's getting looked at from across the bar with the radio frequency. This is kind of another weird scene is when she goes to the bathroom, she's in the stall, and then someone like comes right up to the door. You see like the feet and all that. She says something, they don't say anything. They walk away, and then she finds the phone in the stall. She turns it in, but before she actually no, right after she turns it in is when she goes back to the table and she just fucking verbally
Blows the whole
shreds
bit.
that guy to pieces.
Right.
You painful little boner is such a great insult. Like one of the all timers for me.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Is it literal or is it just fun back-to-back words? She, I wonder what she means by that.
Is that an oxymoron? What are they, like two opposite things?
I don't know. But it's a good burn. I think I'll give her points.
It is good.
Little
And then
boner-
she just
little
unloaded
boner
on
in and
him.
of itself is definitely an oxymoron. So
Yeah.
you throw in painful. In.
One of the low-key best characters in this show is Shauna's husband. He
Yeah.
is like
Ride or
very-
die.
Yeah,
He's a fucking ride or die. That guy.
he's very funny too. Like in certain scenes, like very like the biggest one. So again, I was just rewatching it, and when Shauna tells him that basically like she's been having an affair and all that shit, and she goes, "I can't believe I thought like you thought I was at book club this whole time." And he goes, "There's no book club."
Our whole life's a lie. The fuck?
Devastated.
It's so funny. But he was so good at this, even like when like Shauna's daughter's trying to convince her to let Lottie stay, and she's like thinking of he's like, no. But he knows he has like no say in the matter. He's I don't know, he's low key funny. I've only known him from a couple of other things, and he's like always a scumbag. So it's funny to see him kind of be like, actually he started off as a scumbag. He was like blackmailing them and shit.
Yeah.
But that's the only time I've ever seen him and stuff. Is like he's a scumbag.
Yeah, we feel bad for him now.
Yeah, kind of.
Sometimes you act like you're the only one who
Just, like, in
matters.
the mud. Like this guy just got dragged through the mud of the whole thing, covering
Yeah.
up murders. Like
Yeah.
this poor guy, like just he looks like he just wants to live a normal life. And
Just trying to
he's
sell
just
some
in the
hotel
mud.
sheets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say in season 1, Shauna's daughter was probably like the most like infuriating character in the entire show, and now like I'm actually like intrigued by her character because
Yeah.
she's like she's becoming unhinged too, but you can tell that she's fucking smart. Like she ain't done. She knows how to manipulate. She knows how to fucking take control of a situation.
Yep.
You got a lot of Shauna in her for sure, but already tapped out. Well, pretty much the same age, I guess, that Shauna was when she got tapped. She
Yep,
was
got the crazy gene.
the pig guts on that one, bitch. And shit.
Right?
Randy's still out there,
Yeah.
alive and kicking.
I saw someone just like in like YouTube comments or whatever theorizing that they might be setting up this like tighter bond here at the beginning of the season for it to then like come apart throughout the course of the season. Like mother-daughter are now tight all of a sudden. It's just like another thing for them to play with for them to lose. But
I don't hate
we'll
that.
see.
Yeah, because she's full blown going to like mother's side. Now.
Right.
There's a lot of hostility between
But
the two of them.
then at the same time she's sneaking around with Lottie, and Lottie is like the most dangerous person, seems like.
That was interesting too, though. Lottie chose to lie to her because she was asking. She was like, "They say like you guys ate each other out there and shit." And Lottie was like, "Nope, you just heard like."
Right.
So.
Right. But who knows what else they talked about? Yeah. They just skipped from that to the hair braiding. We didn't really see the couple hours in between.
I think Lottie's the most intriguing character because of there's a big difference between the younger version of her and the older version of her. I feel like, like even though she was like leading that cult and stuff, like the way that she just like shows up there and she's like super playful and stuff like that. Like there's nothing really playful about her.
Yeah.
Like in the whatever you want to call it, like back in the day, 1996 or whatever.
She also too like that cult was like all she had. So now, you know, what I mean? Like she was very secluded in her own thing in this cult, and now she's like, no pun intended, like out in the wild. So she like has nowhere to go, doesn't really know what to do.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like a completely different thing for her.
I'm very interested to see what her adult like. She might be the only character as the older version that I'm actually even like remotely interested in, to be totally honest. And I guess Misty, but that's just because of Elijah Wood. So
Yeah,
it's really
right,
by
as long as
proxy.
Elijah Wood's there.
It's really just by it's by proxy.
I mean, Taissa too, just because for me, Taissa too.
She does
with
not fucking do that. Like both versions of her do nothing for me.
Yeah, but with I don't know. I just feel like with the whole sleep thing, she obviously is a completely different person when she's asleep.
Yeah. creeping out her son in the tree outside his window.
Ripping
whole-
dog's heads off.
That whole storyline just gets like completely like thrown to the side. It's crazy. Like I was just like rewatching it. They like get into the car crash, her and her wife or ex-wife or whatever the fuck it is, and then it's just like she's in the hospital, and it's like the kids, like who's watching the kid? Like your wife is in the hospital, so she ain't watching him.
Yeah.
Who's with this kid? You're fucking around with Van again. That whole fucking story.
Is the wife alive?
No shit.
Like,
She chopped the head off of that puppy and had it down in her fucking basement. And it's just
Right.
they kind of like skipped that storyline. Just to give storylines to girls like fucking Backwoods Hat Girl, who wasn't even in season 1, who they just throw in season 2. If she comes back in the present day, I'm gonna be fucking pissed. I'm gonna be very
Seems like
I
she
mean,
is.
if she's not, at this point, if she's not, I feel like I'm gonna be more mad because it has to. Like, how does it not? Like,
Right.
I'm gonna be pissed.
she better have some baggage along with her.
So where's the line? Is like did Coach get
I don't
rescued
know.
with
That's
3
what
girls?
I don't know.
Is everybody alive?
I don't know.
Is nobody dead?
I mean, I think you are just going too much on that one snapshot with the.
Yeah, because that's how they shot the show up. It's
I
like
know,
Game
that
of
doesn't mean
Thrones
it's
all
everybody,
over
though.
again. Fucking Game of Thrones starts off with a fucking
Could just be the
army of
winning-
goddamn dead.
I could just see the winning team by the end of the, like, by the rescue. Like, they're just the stronger, crazy fucking psycho cult people. No?
No. I want people dead and I want them eaten. It is.
Hey, Van the Broken.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Van the
Fuck.
Broken.
Van the Broken.
You guys gonna start me off with the White Walkers, and then all of a sudden, Arya Stark kills him in one episode, even though it has nothing to do with her fucking storyline.
It's all
And we're
meant
gonna do
nothing.
this shit all over again. You're gonna give me 6 characters that capture this one girl, cut her throat, drain her out, and eat her, and then we're gonna just include more characters. Coach survived with 5 girls. Everyone's alive.
Coach is like 75 now with a stub.
Oh shit. So the guy from fucking Trick or Treat. Oh fuck. Fuck it. Sitting around his house with a team picture. Just fuck him.
Yeah, Yellowjackets 96.
Dude, goddamn it. I swear to God, if people survive, if anybody else survives this show, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna be pissed. I need everybody to start dying. All of them. And they all need to be eaten. So they all talk about, what we did out there, what we did out there, what we did out there. So far, you guys really haven't done that much.
They ate 2 people.
For real. Well, Jackie fucking died because she's an idiot. She, like, decided to sleep
They
outside
ate
the
2
fucking
people.
snow. Sure.
Wouldn't you?
Fuck yeah. What the fuck? What are we doing here? Live or let die, you're gonna eat some people, bro.
Yeah, hunger will turn you
Yeah, but I'm
crazy.
also not going to say that that's nothing. Like, oh, you didn't do anything out there. Like, that would go.
It's at least scarring.
That would be with you for the rest of your life.
You don't need to feel ashamed about it, maybe, because it was such a desperate
Yeah.
thing, but it could still
I
fuck
wouldn't
with
be
you.
proud of it, but
yeah.
I'd do it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yes.
Just put that thigh. Just give me that.
I think there's more coming, though. The people we see right now are not the same people that we see chasing down into a spiked pit, you know?
That's what I'm saying.
So there's some more development to come. It's going to be crazier. People will die.
I'll draw my line at backwards. Like, you had one more person.
No.
Like, that's it. That's it for me. You got one more. That's it. No more. No more people.
No.
No more.
Yep.
I can't do it.
Another clue that's probably her is just that whole scene where right before they kiss, she stalks Shauna through the whole forest all the way to the grave too, and so that just again mirrors her being stalked through the restaurants and all that other shit. Definitely likely, and that could also mean that she might have. So the reason she's reaching out to Shauna is it just because she's seeing like random other supernatural stuff, or did she maybe see that crazy shit that happened at the compound last year? Has she been watching all the time? Is she always kind of keeping an eye on shit? Because there's a chance she knows what's going on a little bit more than you would think.
She's like a background character too. So.
Yep. But she knew like so much about Shauna, like I don't know, even just like her intro this episode where she starts talking to Shauna, and they shit on Mari together and stuff. Seems like she knows all about Shauna. She's been watching her from afar. Just think there's a chance she's been watching her for a long time since they got back to, not just recently. We'll see.
What if she's not real? That's what I'm going with.
She's a Force ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shauna left the phone in there herself, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Didn't remember doing it.
Yeah, I think the phone would be kind of debunk that, right?
Or someone fucking with her knows
I think
about.
you're reaching. I think
Someone could know about this girl, Melissa, and fucking do it. Or
I think you're reaching. You want to make this more spicier than it is.
Maybe.
he just wants her to die.
Like you just have your own agenda. That's fine.
How can I make her die?
Split personality. Her other personality went and picked the phone up at the bar, and they're like,
Yeah,
who
Fight
picked
Club
the phone?
shit.
She's like, yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just want people to die.
You're reaching.
Yeah, because I don't want anyone to be alive.
So Coach burning down the cabin was a reach, but this isn't a reach. That's crazy.
It's been a weird day.
Crazy.
Coach is having a tough day.
The guy laying down logs in front of the cabin before it burns down didn't have anything to do with it. But Shauna has a split personality that put the phone in the fucking restroom and called this. Like, come on, you're reaching, spicing it up.
Coach is literally
You
talking
gotta
to
do a
himself.
podcast. Yeah, you gotta do a podcast. You gotta draw some questions. I get it.
I don't know. Is there anything else that we missed from episode 2 or episode 1 or anything from these first 2 episodes?
No.
That's all
I
I
think
got.
altogether though, both shows did a very good job in their releases of keeping me interested in.
Yeah.
Wanting to know more,
Yeah, I got you.
know.
Yeah, they delivered. I'm excited to watch the next ones as soon as they drop.
It's very good groundwork for the rest of the seasons.
Mm-hmm.
And it's nice too that they're both every Sunday.
That is cool.
So you can just rip through them every Sunday. I think Yellowjackets is 8 too, and White Lotus is 9 o'clock. So
Wow, that's perfect.
We're living
I
good.
could be wrong, but I think you can just back to back it if you wanted to. And I like a double episode release same day, too.
Yeah, that was
They
nice.
did it on a Friday.
I think White Lotus was okay with just the one, but
Yeah, no, I agree.
shit.
Yeah, White Lotus, but Yellowjackets like
Jacket's supposed to be 10 episodes.
so yeah, that's gonna lay right into.
It says 12.
Especially White Lotus too. I mean, you would think White
No,
Lotus
this can't be right. This says fucking
AI doesn't know.
White Lotus is going to be 12 episodes.
I mean, what?
That's
That's
crazy.
that's gonna go right into The Last of Us,
Oh, for sure. That would be a...
which would make sense. I mean, if
drastic
you're
change in
HBO,
episode.
you'd think you just have
Yeah, I guess.
fluid transition, right?
I think
into
the
it.
first 2 seasons were 8 episodes apiece. Go to 12.
12 is a stretch. Yeah,
That
it
is
is
a
if it's 12.
lot.
12 is a stretch.
Yeah, I did not expect that. You were guessing 8. 8 for Lotus and 9
I think
for Jackets.
this is... Season 2 is 7.
Wow.
Oh, so there's gonna be some dragged out episodes.
And number 1 was 6.
Oh man, there's gonna be some dragged out episodes.
You know what was 12 episodes? Was Andor.
Oh wow!
Your
If
favorite.
there's ever a good show to drag out 12 episodes, it's
Don't even get
Andor.
me started.
That makes me feel better knowing that Andor was 12 because those were all meaningful episodes.
Yeah.
Oh,
my
yes.
Talk about a wasted budget. You're gonna have that much money to do such cool things and just spend it doing fucking nothing.
So wrong. So wrong about that.
I'm having banking problems. How do I solve them? If I get money, can I take out a loan? All right, Mom Martha, like fuck off. You fuck off my fucking something.
Mama Martha.
Get the fuck out of here. I'm so done with that show.
Well, they dropped another 100 mil on it.
Yeah, can't wait for next season.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fantastic. I'm sure it'll be fucking so much better. All right, we got anything else?
No, I think it's
Good.
fine.
Say, I'm fucking tapping out. I'm having a hard day. I just need to get out of here. Thank God for you boys, because you guys had some great ideas and carried this show.
No way, dude. You're the leader. Show us the way.
You got it?
We don't have anything.
No, man, I think I'm good. Yeah.
As always, appreciate you guys for coming in. This was a nice 2-episode premiere. Well, technically 3-episode premiere.
Yeah.
But we'll be back around the mid-season. I'm gonna have to double confirm these episode numbers because if it's 12 and 10, then it's gonna throw a little bit of a monkey wrench into this scheduling plan that I have. But ideally, mid-season and then after finale, hopefully it's gonna be with both of you guys again.
Is there?
Daredevil, too.
Daredevil starting.
Want to
That's
do
right.
Daredevil, just let me know.
That's right. Fucking fucking Daredevil. It's never ending.
The grind never stops.
It doesn't ever stop. It really, really doesn't. All right. I guess that's going to wrap it up for us here tonight. We'll talk to you guys again at the mid-season for both of these shows. And happy watching, as always.
Peace out.